Broadcasting from Miami, Florida.
Check this out.
Let's go. Welcome to 25-8 The Culture. Yeah. On who's hot and who's not. Everything hip-hop. Turn it on, turn it up, get it loud. Here we go. You're now vibing with 25-8 The Culture.
Yeah, you know what it is, man. It's your boy DJ Pablo McAfee from 25-8 The Culture with your boy D-Wise from the Big Fellas. What it do?
What's up? It's the big fella D-Wise. How you doing? What's going on? Doing my thing. We back for another great episode. 25-8 The Culture. Best podcast out, guarantee it. We got some great topics. I can't wait to dive into them. Let's do it, y'all. Let's go.
Also, the legendary Big Money Boy Lance. What up, bro?
Hey, what's good, families? What's good, people out there viewing, man? Hey, good to be here, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's podcast, Big Money Boys. And as always, drink in one hand, smoke in the other. Let's go.
What up? Yeah, I see you with that fresh-ass sweater on, man, with the $1 bill, if I'm saying it right.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? $1 bill looking sharp up there. I see you sharp out up there. But yeah. Available for purchase, you know what I'm saying? Holla at us, hit us.
Yo, I have my boy in the DMs, you feel me? All right, man, let's get into this week's topics. Yo, so the first topic, LeBron, Player of the Year. Did he get the votes that he wanted?
Basically, go ahead, Lance. That's your man's. Go ahead.
Yo, yeah, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, yo. But the people that voted on this fucking poll, y'all out your fucking mind. And I'm going to be honest with you, Stephen A., I'm calling you out directly, Stephen A. Smith. $10 million a year, man. You out your mind if you think Kevin Durant is better than LeBron James. And I'll make one point on it. No. LeBron James would not have lost to Giannis in Game 7. That wouldn't have happened. No. I don't care what nobody say. LeBron would have handled that work. LeBron is still the best in the world, and it's not close. So I don't know what Mama Durant said to you all them years ago when you called him out for the weakest move ever, but you need to stick to the facts. Kevin Durant might be top 3. Might be. But to be the best in the world, that's a fucking joke. And don't bring up no Olympics. That ain't got that. We don't give a shit about that. LeBron James, number 1, not close.
No.
All right, so here you go. I'm gonna be right. I'm gonna judge everything as how everything came. You know what I mean? How I broke down the news. Don't know how it started. They're talking about certain GMs got to vote on this, and LeBron James, his problem was I don't think he had an issue if one person, if 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, you know what I mean, voted for somebody else. And he got just 1 vote. Out of everyone that voted, I think it was 10 plus, whatever. Don't know the exact number, something around that range. No one gave him that vote. That kind of cut deep. I keep it real, just being a basketball purist and loving basketball. But he didn't get not 1 vote. So I think that's where the problem is. Other things, you can go back and forth. If you want to debate Kevin Durant or someone took his side and they saw something and they're judging things on if they're going to do on potential, because I think that's part of it. They're not going over legacy because legacy is Kevin Durant hasn't built the legacy that LeBron has. So it wasn't on the legacy of what they accomplished. They're doing it right now. So if they're holding against him that injury, that he got knocked out by the Phoenix Suns, if they're holding certain things against him, I can get why certain people would go put another player above him. And this is just right now. So I get that. But for him not to get 1 vote, yeah, I have to say he deserves to feel a little disrespected. But I saw his social media, his Twitter, I believe. He said he's going to use it as motivation. That's the best revenge at this point. When everyone's counting you out, if you go out there and you put in work, and let's say you go out there and you win a championship over how everyone's favoring the Brooklyn Nets, and even the biggest Lakers and LeBron fans are saying they deserve to be favored, you go do that, everyone that was talking shit about you now has to sit down, swallow that pill, you feel what I'm saying, and admit they were wrong. And LeBron, if you still got it in you, which I hope you do, go prove them wrong. And I feel like you're going to use that. And he's using it as motivation. He's hearing all the whispers. He's hearing that Westbrook was the worst thing ever. He's hearing that, they're not going to make it work. But even with all the bullshit, this is how I know they still respect LeBron James. They're still saying they're the favorite out of the West. So take it, just sweep that shit under the rug, man. Move forward with it. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, everybody knows LeBron, he's the best, man. It's the consistency, yo. Like, yo, if Kevin Durant feels like, yo, he could take Buddy one-on-one or whatever like that, it's like, yo, we're talking about years in the game. We're talking about consistency. We're talking about W's. We're talking about wins. We're not just talking about like, oh, I feel like I could take dude one-on-one a couple times. Like, that's not how this shit works. So based on consistency, LeBron's the best. And plus he dropped Space Jams this year too. So, you know. All right, man. So on to the next topic. Let's talk about Clubhouse, Wack 100, Takashi 6ix9ine, and Jim Jones. So, I guess there was some talk in Clubhouse, talking about Jim Jones is, informant because, he's leaked information and, has been one of the only individuals that has never been indicted or charged or anything or arrested on any so-called charges. So some people are saying that he's not a real gangster and he's actually a snitch and informant. This is the talk that was going on in Clubhouse and also some other stuff that was happening in Clubhouse chat. I wasn't there for it. D-Wise, fill them in on that.
Oh, you just missed the name 21 Savage. 21 Savage, Wack 100, got into an argument on Clubhouse. There's 3 parts of it. Go listen to it on YouTube if you want to. It all started with the Takashi 6ix9ine and Wack 100 interview from the Academics. Before we jump into that one, I'll let Lance. Let's talk about the Jim Jones thing, and then we'll go into the Wack 100 and the Takashi 6ix9ine. So, Lance, what's going on? How are you feeling about that Jim Jones situation? You think he's ratting? You think he's an informant? You think this is a rumor? What's going on?
First off, as raised by the OGs that were put in position to give me game, you don't go around calling people no rats without paperwork. You know what I mean? Like, I understand a lot of things get said, things may get done, but we just saw, God rest his soul, King Nip. He basically lost his life because he told homie, like, nah, my nigga, you a snitch. Bring your paperwork back to clear your name. So I just think people should understand how heavy those words are to call somebody a snitch, especially when there's no paperwork. Now, as far as situations where Jim Jones has been on the phone talking to Mel, I believe Mel Matrix, where he talking about he needs to super violate. Takashi had already been kidnapped at that point, so it's not like those words led to a kidnapping. So honestly, when it comes to shit like this and you ain't got no paperwork, you just gotta listen to the source. And if the source is a snitch, a known snitch, those words kind of look a little funny. But he's also not the first person to say it. You know what I mean? So these are some heavy allegations, but without paperwork, it's tough to really call anybody a snitch.
I mean, another thing too, like sometimes, when people don't have, accurate information and, stuff appears to be a certain way, and it's the only way they could give another person a L or taint their image because they dislike them. They're like, hey, we can run off with this story because you know what? It kind of looks this all type of way. I mean, personally, have I even looked into this? No, because I don't really care. And Takashi, he a troll. He's been a troll since the beginning, and obviously, this is, especially when you're beefing with somebody, you want to throw dirt on them. You feel me? And he a troll, man. You got to keep his reputation and image the way he has it, so he can entertain people and have people talking about him just the same way we're talking about him right now.
Yeah. I mean, I can just say this. I don't know enough about it. I hope it's not true. It's going to be a bad look. And if it is true, damn, he pulled the wool over a lot of people's eyes. But I don't point the fingers unless I got a reason to point. You feel what I'm saying? And it's just that simple, like Lance was saying. Like, unless I can connect my own dots, because you can't, in certain situations, people will try to connect dots for you. So you looking at this person instead of looking at the person that's connecting the dots. You feel what I'm saying? So I ain't with all that. And I'll reserve the right I'll call it out when more stuff unfolds. Even if it does unfold, this might be just some, like I said, some ploy to make us all look at him, and instead of and put attention on him instead of looking at the real verdict or the real problem. I meant to say the real problem or the real situation, the real Takashi or whatever the fuck going on. Like we're looking at someone that could be innocent. You feel what I'm saying? And then we're letting all the fucking dumbass run his mouth and say all the stupid shit. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I'm gonna say about that one.
I mean,
so now I'll bring us. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
The other thing too is like everybody knows Takashi a troll ass nigga. So it's like who can believe anything he says? You feel me? Because for me, everything is all about ratings or boosting up his social media or his platform. So it's like But
With that being said, just we'll dive into the whole Wack 100 interviews Takashi 6ix9ine with DJ Academics. Let's talk about all that one, then we'll bring in 21 Savage into it because he's a part of this. So part one of all this shit is going to be that he interviewed him, and I'm wondering, and I'm gonna have everyone in the whole going to take a turn at this. Why are we still giving this man a platform? If we are carved in our beliefs that we believe that he snitched, I mean, it's not a belief. We know he snitched. He's admitting he's a rat. He's trying to make ratting cool. He's trying to say, loyalty, this and that. I did it for my daughter. Fuck these niggas. There's no street code. He's saying all you street niggas is dumb. You have a fuck up mentality. Da, 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 da. He keeps going on and on. But everyone keeps giving him a platform to talk. How you silence this motherfucker is, you know how you would get rid of Takashi real quick? If you ignore him. But every time you respond, you fuel the fire. Why are we giving him a platform? Anybody can answer. Lance, Matt, could be someone to answer this. What's going on? Why are we doing this?
I mean, personally, I believe Takashi actually putting niggas on game, letting you know, you may be trying to follow this code, but these niggas that say they're living by the code are not actually living by the code, and shit like that will break your fucking heart. Because you got niggas that have gone to jail over the code or the law or whatever principle that they follow, and then they get locked up and they realize damn, niggas that they risk their whole lives for or for a code or a law, they're not actually following it. You feel me? And that shit hurts, dog, because then you realize that the niggas that are actually running the street are actually rat ass, dirty ass, snake ass niggas. You feel me? And you be like, damn, I was living this code and realized that you my co-defendant or you're my whatever. Because maybe at one point, I'm not, trying to stand up for Takashi. Maybe he was actually following the code. Because we do know for a fact that Takashi put a lot of these niggas on, financially, or, gave them their first, shot at shit. Because Takashi was saying, when it came to Jim Jones, these niggas were chilling with Jim Jones, but they still had to go back to their mama's house or somebody's house or be sleeping on the floor or whatever the fuck their situation was after being out with, these so-called, celebrities that are so-called gangsters. But Takashi actually financially put these niggas in a better financial situation to change their lives and their family lives. And, whatever happened behind the scenes, he felt betrayed. And what happens when you feel betrayed by somebody? You're like, nah, nigga, I can't fuck with you no more. You feel me? And, for the most part, a real nigga be like, yo, I can't fuck with you no more. They probably won't be on no rat and shit. They'll be like, yo, I just don't fuck with dude no more. But, I feel like in his situation, it just came down to be like, yo, look, I don't fuck with you no more, but I ain't finna do time for you either. You feel me? But, also the same thing is I felt like since they broke the code with him, he broke the code with them. And that's why, Takashi's situation ended up being fucked up. But genuinely, he just seems like, he wasn't built for this shit, dog. You feel me? To be living by the code. And certain people ain't really living by that code no more. There's only a certain few of people that are actually still cut from this type of cloth that understand brotherhood and not snitching on each other and actually serving time. Even when it came down to the mafia, these people started snitching on each other, and you're like, damn, nigga, this is how it is. So it's kind of good to see some of this stuff come to light. So for you to make the decision and be like, damn, do you want to run with other people, or you just want to run by yourself, or how to trust people or not to trust people? You feel me? It's better for me personally. It's better off running by yourself.
Takashi 6ix9ine makes good points, I guess, if you can get past the fact that a rat is giving you the information, at times you're like, I guess I can understand why you did it. But that game has a code. I'm sorry. This is why I believe in things like I rather loyalty than love. You know what I mean? Because love is an emotion. Like something happen and that emotion will go. But if you have loyalty, if you are loyal to me, it don't matter what's going on. You're always going to be loyal. So you're not a civilian when you decide to live the life that he appeared to be living. So all that shit go out the window, even if I go, oh, word, they was fucking his bitch. But that's his bitch fucking up. You know what I'm saying? Because even now, your bitch is a star off of this shit. She on Vlad TV all the time. She doing all kinds of interviews with all these other love and hip-hop people. So if you're in the game, you stick to the code. If you're a civilian, you make your decision how you see fit. But the reason why he has a platform is because of this new generation. There was a generation like that just wasn't having it. There's niggas sitting behind bars doing 10, 20-year stretches just for staying loyal to that code. So this clearly is just a new generation thing. They still want to see him troll niggas regardless of what happened because they find more entertainment in him than actual substance and value as a person in the game. So when you have a saturated market the way it is now, where you have people wanting to get on, people needing a buzz, they'll pull up that Takashi line and be like, yo, bro, you willing to do this interview? Where back in the day, I guess where media was more controlled, where it was less outlets, maybe he doesn't get those interviews and people wanting to hear him as much. But the new generation is different. It's not about a code, it's about how they feel. So he felt like he was wrong, that he was violated, and he chose to conduct himself the way he did. There are some people that agree with it. I personally don't. But as far as him having a platform, these young people, they want to hear from him, man. Maybe they see themselves in his shoes and think that's the right way to go. I don't know, but this generation definitely fucks with dude.
And then before I move on to the next part B of this conversation, I just want to say this. Like, let's not act like Takashi didn't ride this lifestyle so he can get more publicity from being a part of this gang, being affiliated with them. You know, this wasn't like he was in it and then he made it type thing. You feel me? Like, this is the culture he wanted to surround himself in. And I disagree with Wack 100 on a lot of things. We'll get more into the interview with him and 21 Savage's beef. I disagree with him on a lot of things, but something I agree with him on, he's like, yo, you didn't earn it the way that we had to earn it. Wack's like in his mid-40s, maybe getting pushing 50. He's like, we had to earn it a certain way. You don't know how to handle your business. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, he even talked about, I know the person who kidnapped me and, this and that. Why should I stay loyal to him? He's like, see, you should have handled that yourself. But because you didn't come up the proper way, you weren't taught how. He's like, I started on the basement as a foot soldier and I raised up my rank type shit. You feel what I'm saying? He's like, you didn't do that. You were given shortcuts and whatever, and you got this and blah, blah, blah. You didn't earn it that way. No one, you know what I mean? So since you didn't earn it that way, you don't know how to defend yourself or how to take care of a situation by yourself. And that's his fault. You feel me? You want to take skips? You want to put cheat codes in all the time? Finally, when someone's really good at the game, or you go and play online and you can't use those cheat codes, you look whack. You look garbage. You're not good. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that was. Like, I'm not even going to give him the pass of, he's showing what the game is. Nah, if you want to know how to go from being a civilian, cheat the system, and look like something you're not, that's the Takashi 6ix9ine route. But there's people that do stay true to it and know the rules of it. And if you want to be a civilian, I'm not pushing anybody to do something that's not them. But I've always understood the rules of civilian, do this, do that, this is the way the game is, not civilian. And then when you try to mix shit up and go things, and I don't even know how he's still rocking, but you know, that's just something I had to put out there. So part 2 is, let's fast forward. Now I'll say how we feel. I'm going to say how I feel about this. So 21 Savage saw the whole interview, and he basically won that on Clubhouse. He won at Wack 100, saying, why are you giving him a platform? I don't agree with you. Why are you talking to a snitch? Why are you talking to a rat? He was basically telling me, I respect you on some OG shit. Why are you sitting down with this dude and giving him, it seems like, passes? That's not the way you brought up. You mentioned all the time how you had to come get it. Why are you letting him basically come up on your name? And he even said, you know, those two wound up getting in an argument. They jumped on another Clubhouse basically when they squashed their beef and said they realized it was a bunch of he said, she said bullshit. But they really still split ways. But like, there was one point where Wack said, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to put hands on you. And when I see you, we can run it. It is what it is. So, you know, 21 Savage, and I agree with him. He said, I don't do this gangster shit on Clubhouse. You can come. You say you're going to come to Atlanta. Come to Atlanta then, nigga. You can find out. Whatever it is, it is. You know, that's fine with me. What happened to those days when we learned to shut the fuck up and handle biz without camera? And do you understand that everyone's listening to Takashi 6ix9ine, so everything that's being said is being recorded and he will use against you in the court of law? He already showed he'll do this. So I respect 21 Savage for shutting the fuck up. Someone said he tucked his tail between his legs. No, the fuck he didn't. He knows the game. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So, but I'm happy that Wack, who seemed like a real nigga in 21, squashed the beef, and they talked about it, what it was. And he just pointed out, like, see, even when you said he was going to come out to Atlanta and we was going to have to run it. Yeah, let's go out there and get them together. This nigga Takashi 6ix9ine said that shit. Fuck out of here, man. Next person.
Just a quick comment on that. You know, I did not hear the conversation. I wasn't there for the whole Clubhouse shit. But, you know, from a nigga that understands street beef and street incidents and stuff like that, and also, you know, seeing this whole celebrity shit, it's like, look, you gonna know there's gonna be a lot of he said, she said. You feel me? And then you also got, you know, social media and media, you know, adding on to stuff like that. Yo, you gotta personally pick up the phone and call me. You feel me? Drop the ego shit. Like, you know, if I do call you, you call me. Don't be like, what's up, my nigga? I heard you said da-da-da-da. I'll be like, yo, I'm glad you called me, man. I just want to see, like, you know, I just want to see if we got a situation or a problem, because I, like, you know, like me, understanding the streets, I don't want nobody to get hurt, dog. That's why I don't really beef with nobody, or I hope nobody want to beef with me, because I can't have that on my conscience, knowing that, you know, one of my, you know, friends or label mates or somebody in my circle, you know, lost their life. I got hurt over some, you know, ego shit. It's like, I live by a certain code. I'm cut from a different cloth. I don't fuck with no, you know, certain type of individuals. And that's pretty much it. Doesn't mean, nigga, when I see you, I gotta kill you. It's SOS, shoot on sight, green light a nigga. Just because, you know, like, yo, I don't support snitches. I don't want to be associated with snitching. And also, too, is like, I don't support, you know, whatever. So I'm not going to support your music. I'm not going to support your lifestyle. I don't want to be seen with you in a club. I don't want to do a music video with you. And I don't want the people that follow my music to think that what you're doing is okay. But doesn't mean I need to green light you. I got SOS when I see you when you come to Atlanta or come to LA. Like, nigga, that's not necessary. Like, we're trying to provide for families. We're trying to live a lavish lifestyle and be successful at what we do. And what? I need to stop that and go to jail because I see you and I'm going to, you know, green light you as soon as I see you and get locked up. And then for what? So niggas will be like, yo, you dumb as fuck, nigga. You just threw away your successful lifestyle just to, you know, say that you don't like snitches or vice versa or whatever. I think that, you know, based on what you're telling me, 21 Savage did the right thing, saying like, nigga, I don't support it. You feel me? And why you giving somebody a platform? Because, yo, honestly, like, sometimes we don't need to acknowledge people. We should let them fade away if we really don't support them. You feel me? And that's pretty much what I got.
Yeah. Right before Lance goes, I just want to add a little bit more salt and pepper to what you just said. I agree with it. Like, 21 Savage seemed like he was making a lot of sense. And I'm happy they squashed their beef because he was like, there was a little bit of he said, she said shit. So he's like, who said that to you? I didn't know this and that. So they squashed it and they had real grown men conversation. And, you know, Wack was like, well, no, if you talk shit about a nigga behind his back, you should be willing to go right up to his face and say what it is. Because to me, that seems like Wack to me. Like, you say he's this, that, and third, you need to go see him and say that shit to him. And, like, you know, 21 was like, nah, man, I'd rather just leave you alone. I know what you are. I know what you represent. I don't fuck with that. I'm not gonna go see it on site. You feel me? Like I'm not doing that. So what you said, I agree with. Like, you know, and then someone even said, I don't know who else was talking to him. It's like, you know, gangsters don't need to be gangster 24/7. Sometimes you got to use your head and move out the situation. And that's what 21 Savage like. Yeah, I saw him in the club. He said, real talk. My bad, I misspoke. I don't want to do that because it was already a bunch of drama. He said, when I came to the club, I didn't know he was in the club. And then when they say he was there, I was like, fuck it. Like, he's like, no, I didn't go looking for him. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I know what it is. Just stay the fuck away from me. I want no parts with you. And I think that's the right answer. You know what I mean? But one opinion to the other. Go ahead, Lance. Bring it home on the topic, man.
21 Savage did what you're supposed to do. If something don't look right, something don't smell right, you address it, or people start to think it's acceptable. I don't like the way Wack responded because just because a nigga addressed something, nigga, it's not you. Like, nigga, you giving him a platform. If a nigga can't tell you that you giving a snitch a platform and you was doing an interview with him, a nigga, I can't tell you the sky is blue either then. And niggas got to get off that shit. Everybody want to act like it's peace and love, my nigga. But just because I'm addressing something you did that may or may not have been the right move, don't mean we got to talk about running it. Nigga, go run it on a KKK member, nigga. Like this shit. Sometimes this shit get on my fucking nerves because it's like, all right, Wack, if you feel like you one of our greatest soldiers, good. If Savage, you feel like you one of our greatest soldiers, good. But Wack, why are you so quick to flip on Savage but not run to Atlanta to go get Ahmaud Arbery killers or go get some other fucking racist pricks that are happening in Atlanta? So shit like this always annoys me when the first thing a black man do is jump to violence on another black man. But the most important thing is the fact that they got past it. Whether that was, it sounds like the most of that was 21 Savage understanding, like, yo, this is corny to be out here on this Instagram and shit or this Clubhouse where on these public forums where niggas can lock us up. So I applaud him, and in the end, I applaud both of them for squashing it because Savage ain't told no lie. So what is you beefing with a man who ain't lie on you for?
I agree.
Well said, man. Well said.
Next topic, Naomi Omosaki, I say your last name?
Nah, but that's funny that you said it like that. And I'm going to run with that motherfucker too. Because Naomi Osaka, man, I ain't going to lie to you, girl. I really, really wish deep down that you're okay and fulfilled and as happy in life as you are successful at your career. But I'm so goddamn tired of you, girl. I'm just tired of you. I put on Netflix the other day. You got a special on. Then you in a bikini issue. But then you fatigued about people asking you questions. And then people ask you about Haiti. And you're crying on the stage. And you look like you about to fall apart. Man, I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm concerned. Like, as tired of you as I am, I'm concerned. Step the hell away from tennis. Go on a year-long vacation. You are financially stable enough because you look like you about to fall the fuck apart. And it don't make no damn sense. It just doesn't. And I'm not going to lie. Now I've given you that. The fact that you pledged your tournament money to Haiti relief and the top prize is $256,000. Oh, man, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to speak for nobody else. I'd be mad as fuck $50 million. And I know you're not supposed to count nobody else's money. But when you was talking about I'm Haitian and Japanese, that we black people and Haitian people was riding with you like you was full-blooded. So I feel like that's a slap in the face. I just really feel like you should probably disappear for a year. People are playing longer. Careers are extending longer. You've made good money. I really think you need to go somewhere and take care of yourself. Because as much as I'm disgusted by you, I genuinely do hope that you're okay and find peace. But I'm tired of seeing you everywhere looking like a sad puppy dog.
Nah. My dog just went in.
I'm just saying, it's getting out of hand.
They said a lot of real shit there. You feel me? I just want to talk about something else. So if somebody's from a certain neighborhood or country or background or something, drastic happens in that neighborhood or country that they come from, is it their responsibility to give back to that community if something were to happen? Like, you're from the Bronx and, an earthquake happens in the Bronx and you happen to be a successful individual. Is it your responsibility because you have success to give back to that community?
If
Absolutely not.
I'll answer this one and then Lance go. If I carry myself, and here's the thing, if I'm always shouting out Bronx, New York, and I'm always carrying myself and I have pride from where I come from and the things I've done there, and it's connected with me and I always put it forefront, I feel like I'm using my neighborhood and I'm using my experiences to go ahead and promote myself. So if it's in some type of drama or situation, yes, I would say that, yeah, since I put it on my back and I rep it and I do it to the best, I would, if I got something and I'm in a situation where I can, because I would say this, like, if you can afford to help, because doing them cheap help sometimes don't look good and you really don't help anybody. But if I have the means to help and I've been always putting my back and it's within my pockets to do so, yeah. Now, it's one thing if I came for someone, I kind of never talk about it. And, when you ask me, I answer. And I kind of just live my own life and I don't put it on my back. I'm not always repping it. Then that's another angle. And why I feel like, and Lance can, speak for himself, but why I feel like some weight goes on hers because she was talking a lot about, like Lance said, Haiti this, and I have a Haitian father, and she uses that to be in the Haitian community, and she uses that card and that angle to support, to, bring out her roots, to basically, her Black roots with things like that. So now that they're in trouble, they're in need, now's the time to, all the stuff you were talking about, now you can actually open your hand and support the message and the words and all the stuff you're talking about, Haiti, this and that. Now it's time to put your money where your mouth is. You can do that now. And now it seems like how Lance says, like, you got 50 mil, and if you win, that's $250,000 or something like that. That's not the same woman that went on stage and said, I'm Haitian, I'm, pride, we with this, let's do this together. That's two different messages.
I agree with you 110%. And I'm gonna take it a step further. And I hope it doesn't give off a lack of awareness or lack of understanding for her situation. But does it not bother anyone else that Haiti is in a time of need with a devastating earthquake, I believe of a 7.2 magnitude? I hope I said that correctly. Over 1,700 people dead. I hope I have that number correct at this point. But she wanted us and wants us to understand that asking her tough questions messes with her mental. She asks us to understand that part of her job shouldn't be required of her and other athletes when they have things going on in their personal life. But here Haiti is with just an outrageously devastating event. And again, not counting nobody's money, but you made $50 million. A proud Haitian woman, by your words. And if you win, because that's the caveat, if she wins, she'll donate her money. That rubs me the wrong way. It really, really does.
You think she set herself up for even making the statement?
I do believe that was her mistake.
Yeah.
But I think go ahead.
No, like say right now you have other successful Haitian anybody, soccer player, musician, say White Clef or whatever. You think right now, due to the tragedy of the earthquake, they have a responsibility just because they're wealthy, they represent Haiti. But because of her statement, she put herself in the forefront and the amount of money. Because I don't know, maybe White Clef, I don't know who else is another famous Haitian person that may have money in the millions. What if they were giving the same amount or less or more? Is it not enough? Because I have no idea. Like maybe right now I go to White Clef's Instagram. He's the only famous other Haitian that I know at the moment. and maybe he just says prayer for Haiti like everybody else, and just donates, $200 to Red Cross or whatever it is,
See, no, I understand what you're trying to say and the point you're trying to make, but when you put your cape on,
yeah, I kind of feel like she put herself out there.
Yeah, she definitely did it to herself. She could have made that donation and didn't tell nobody. She could have won the money and donated it. But when your career becomes just as much as a story, as much as it is athletic achievement, as it has become for that young woman, I believe she needs things like this to be positive PR that nobody can attack. But we don't do that here at 258 and the Nobody's Podcast. We don't do that. Weak shit is weak shit. Haiti not gonna shave. They appreciate everything as they should, as we all should. But when you exploit somebody's pain and agony and trauma to further along your positive image, you got to be called to the carpet. And this is exactly what it is.
I think
mental health. How do those people feel? What's their mental like? What's the mental of those people like? Oh, but if I win this tournament, I'll send you something. Well, Naomi, you know what? If you win the next 3 tournaments, you ain't got to answer no more questions. And what you going to say? That's insensitive. Well, that's exactly how the fuck you sound.
With I'm thinking, and this could be an angle too. If let's say she doesn't win and she loses, I'm pretty sure she would because I know she probably has a decent publicist team. She'll give the $250,000 regardless, and now the story changes where she looks better in the spotlight because she didn't win and she still came out of her pocket and gave. So by that statement, I'm just trying to think of what a publicist would do. Like, you win, boom, you give the money from your earnings, and you look good. You lose, you still give that $250,000 and you look good. So I'm thinking that's what the publicist would say. But I still go back to the point where we're not supposed to be pocket watching. But I know when I feel like I'm a part of something and I have the means, I give so much. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna say I'm not on her level, on her tax rate, but my percentage of if I could just be if $1 million for her, let's say was $5,000 to me just because of her tax bracket. So she gives $1 million. That's nothing the way if I can get $5,000. When I believe in something, or if I'm something hurts or something happens that I'm proud of, whatever. That's what I do when I'm really backing something, when I really support something. You feel what I'm saying? So that's just my whole thing. I don't know. I guess you shouldn't even put it in the words of how Lance was saying, if I win, because it's a probably, it's not 100%. Probably you'll win, but shit happens. You can get hurt, or you might go through something. You're going through mental health issues. You might go when you have to pull yourself out the tournament. Then what? So yeah, I don't know about this. I don't know about it.
All right, I want to quickly ask you all a question, and then I'm gonna give you the reason why. We just had a great night. Let's just say we all went to the casino. We all walk out of there with 10 bands apiece. We see a pregnant lady, homeless woman, being attacked in the street. We decide that we're gonna help her. How much money out of your 10 bands do you give her?
Shit.
Where am I at? Then I'll answer this. Am I okay? Or did I really need this 10 bands? That and I'm 100% being honest with you. Am I good? Or am I man, this 10 bands was a true blessing. I need to know where, because that's going to decide how much I get, real talk.
100%. Life is regular, man. Bills is paid. You might be behind on one or two bills a regular. Yo, you doing all right. Because I tell you right now, I got at least $2,500 for the sister. The 10 grand is a blessing, but what's $2,500 to somebody with nothing?
yeah, they're gonna be like, wow, this is, and you didn't see it coming. And the crazy thing is, like, to match his energy, and it always takes that one person. If I saw you probably bust out 25, I think I probably could bust out 25. And you know what I'm saying? Like, easy to match that. So now that's 5 bands right there, because I'm gonna think about the collective. Like, so yeah, I think I could definitely do that.
Okay, now peep this. 25% of your 10 bands is 2,500. You gave 25% of your blessing to this young person in need. If she gave 1% of her $50 million earned last year, she gets $500,000. Why does she have to win a tournament? That's all I'm saying. This is that fake shit, yo. Come on, man. Call it what it is, and we ain't got to worry about all these publicity stunts. 1% It's a joke, and we need to speak on it for what it is.
All right, man.
Yep.
Do we got another topic, or this was the last one?
Oh man, we're closing out on internet video that went viral. What you mean?
Okay.
We have another?
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, don't you dare forget.
Yeah. So I didn't see the video, but you guys spoke about it. I think I just seen. I don't know. I probably didn't see shit. So
I was gonna say this, Lance. You want to start or you want to finish?
Well, hold up. One thing I can say: you're not independent if you're getting any type of money from anywhere, whether it's the government, whether it's another individual, whether it's from an ex-spouse. It does not make you independent. Independent means your own strength. You feel me? That's what I know what independent is. No mommy's money, no daddy's money, no parents' money, no somebody helps out and pay a car payment. Independent means only you.
And I want to go on record and say this too. I am not against you if your mom helps you, if your dad helps you, if your brother helps you, if someone helped you, I'm not against that. You feel what I'm saying? But I will acknowledge that, you hear a lot of people saying, no, I didn't do this by myself. And they speak up and they say, I did it with this, or someone helped me, or this person helped me and they did this for me. And this is why I got my foot in the door. I've heard so many owners, so many people say, oh man, if my mom didn't do this, I never would have had this. If my dad didn't do this, I never would have had this. If my spouse didn't do all that overtime and get no sleep and work, I never would have had this. I heard people be grateful to whatever handout or help they had. So I'm not against that. But we're just calling a spot, a stripe a stripe right now. So again, I asked Lance, do you want to start with this or you want to end with it?
You know what? I'll start with it. I'm not sure this one needs as much anger and aggression as originally thought it would, because it really is that simple. If you are dependent on, I guess in this situation, what was it, the child support, then
alimony, not even child support.
Then the alimony, then you're not independent, because you are dependent on that money. That don't make no fucking sense. I'm independent, but I am dependent on such and such that's dumb. That's fucking retarded and could only be uttered by a female and with a straight face and think it's acceptable. A man says some shit like that, you be ready to haul off and slap him, because that's absolutely foolish. And it don't mean you're not busting your ass. It don't mean you're not working hard. But shit, if you're dependent on something, the least you can do is be respectful in that exchange. You can tell anybody else you want, I'm independent, blah, 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 and you can talk that shit to them. But don't come back over there and bite the hand that feeds you, that allowed you to even say that to those other people that don't know. And I feel like that's what get lost in these conversations. It's the lack of respect to those people who do hold up their end of the bargain and still get talked to like they're not. Like what they do doesn't go a long way in their situation. So it just goes into the whole narrative of I don't need a man, the emasculation of a man, and the definite need for a man to understand that sometimes that's just going to be the reaction that you get out of certain people. It's not always going to be you. Sometimes it's just some people don't know no better. And in this clip, this lady definitely looks like one of those people that don't know no better.
Yeah, I mean, just basically, I'm going to fast forward and give a quick little thing of the video. Feminist versus a guy that just tries to put, in his perspective, tries to put things black and white. He was being bombarded, basically. It was the host and the guest were teaming up on him the whole show in this video. So he was just saying points. And the woman was saying, strong, independent woman. We don't have to, basically live in the Stone Age. I don't need a man for anything. I'm strong. We're happier. This and that. Men do this. Men do that. Da, da, da. So how he ended the argument was very strong, independent woman, but that hasn't stopped you from collecting your alimony paychecks. Boom. You know what I mean? And the argument, because she's like, oh, I have kids, this and that. That wasn't the argument. Don't get twisted in the words. I didn't say, should you have gotten it? That wasn't the argument. The argument was that you have family and the money goes a long way to help what's going on, what you created with them before you when you were with them, and now it's not. That's not the argument. We're not debating should you have got it. We're not debating how you got. We didn't bring any of that to the table. We're getting that you're saying you're strong and independent and you do not need a man, but yet you're collecting an alimony check, which means you're depending on his money to help you out in some shape or form. However you're using it, whether it's all for the kids or it's for yourself, whatever, we didn't even ask that question. But the fact that you opened your hand and took it, that doesn't show independence to me. And the worst thing is that you're taking it from a man. Uh-oh. You said you didn't need it. And I got no beef, no argument. Don't come here and be like, those guys don't understand, blah, blah, blah. She was with him. She absolutely may deserve it. I don't know the case. I don't know what happened. But I know if you come and you bark, I am woman. I'm sorry, I don't want to say bark. You come and say, I am woman, hear me roar. I don't need a man for anything. If you come say that message and I find out you're collecting alimony or child support, even though it's for the kids, like I'm not against these systems. There's some people that need to get it. People do some shit. So if he did some wrong shit, like he should take care of his kids 110%. I'm not against that. But what I'm against is being independent, this, that. I don't need a man for anything, but you're taking these things. Real independence means I don't need you for anything. And I've seen, shout for the women that I've seen go through hell and back and not take a dime because they were just cut differently. I'm not saying it's the right way, but there are women that legitimately do live that code. I don't need shit from you. I don't like you. Fuck you. You go that way. I got everything on this side of the fence. Those women are out there. Now, a woman like that came and said that shit, I couldn't say nothing. You feel me? Because she actually is living her truth. But when you say that shit and you getting that paycheck, and trust me, the broad wasn't looking like, Shorty wasn't looking like she was a ramen noodle type of girl. You feel me? She living that life. She never had noodles. She only eats pasta type of woman. She never had, cube stick. It was always flaming. That check's pretty nice. That's what I got to say on it.
You know what I think is crazy about alimony? Whether it goes to the woman or the man. Remember, what was it? Britney Spears' backup dancer dude?
Kevin Federline.
Kevin Federline. And let's not forget Jessica Simpson's Nick Lachey. He collected too because Jessica Simpson was making more money at the point in time than he was.
And it's like, you have nothing to do with this person anymore. Like, say you got no children or anything. You feel me? And they're still collecting off of you, son. It's like you going to work, busting your ass 60 to 80 hours a week, and they're getting your money. Some people even their pensions, yo.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. When you were married over a certain amount of time, depending what state you're from,
and I'm like,
that pension, boom.
It's like, I haven't seen you in 10 years, and you getting my pension after I've done something. Like, it's just fucking crazy. I don't know, man. But yo, thanks for rocking with 25-8, the dopest podcast out here. Peace, Pablo Maccabee.
Yo, your boy D-Wise, you already know what it is. I guess the message I can put out from that last story we just talked about is be careful who you marry. Choose wisely. D-Wise out. 1.
Yo, Lance Draper, don't forget to check the sponsors, the Big Money Boys, Nobody's Podcast. Appreciate y'all for fucking with us. I like my Henny. I'm out.